Far beyond the hills stood the spiral tower, twisting high into the clouds. No one dared climb it, except Starzel. "Inside is a wish," she whispered, clutching her lantern. As she stepped inside, the staircase shimmered and shifted under her feet. "Choose wisely," a voice echoed. Every turn brought a door, one to treasure, one to adventure, one to answers. Starzel hesitated, then followed the faint sound of music. Up and up she climbed until she reached a tiny window at the very top. There she found herself playing a song on a golden flute. "The wish was always inside you," the voice smiled. Starzel laughed, feeling light as air. As she played, the tower's walls unfolded into bridges of light, leading to dreams she never dared imagine. Glimmerlocks wasn't like other unicorns. Her mane sparkled with tiny stars. "One day, I'll fly to space," she dreamed. And one night, as she gazed at the moon, a spaceship crash-landed in the meadow. Out tumbled 3 fluffy pandas in silver suits. "We're lost," the biggest panda sniffled. "Can you help us get home?" Glimmerlocks stamped her hooves. "Hop on!" With a burst of magic, her horn glowed bright, and together they soared into the sky, weaving past comets and glowing moons. But then, a shadow loomed. "A space dragon!" gasped a panda. Glimmerlocks narrowed her eyes. "Hold tight!" With a swish of her shining tail, she left a glitter trail so dazzling the dragon blinked in awe, giving them just enough time to zip away. "Thanks, Glimmerlocks!" The pandas cheered as their home planet twinkled ahead. No one knew where he came from. One morning, a small boy made entirely of marshmallow walked into Sweetville, his sugary footsteps sticking to the cobbled streets. "I'm Max," he said softly, "and I'm melting." The townsfolk gasped. Max's arms were drooping in the warm sun. Baker Bella rushed forward. "Quick, we need shade!" But as umbrellas popped open and ice cream trucks circled him, Max's smile faded. "I wasn't always marshmallow," he whispered. "A wish. A shooting star. Now I'm stuck like this." A curious sparkle glinted in his gooey eyes. "But maybe, just maybe, someone here knows how to turn me back." And as the town gathered, little Max lifted a sticky hand toward the old candy clock tower. "We've got until midnight, before I melt completely." Every morning, Lila tended her tiny garden on the castle wall. Roses, tulips, daisies, all bloomed under her care. But one misty dawn, a shadow loomed overhead. A dragon! "Please don't eat my flowers," Lila begged, but the dragon sighed. "I don't want flowers, I need help." He opened a claw, revealing a wilted golden seed. "I've tried planting it everywhere, but it won't grow." Lila smiled gently. "Let's try together." They dug a small patch in her garden, watered it, and waited. Days passed. Then, sprout. A golden vine shot up, wrapping around the castle. "It needed kindness," Lila said softly. The dragon beamed. "And now I'll guard your garden, always." From then on, the dragon's wings shaded the flowers, and every visitor left with a golden bloom. In the heart of Willow Jungle, fierce Rawclaw the tiger prowled, feared by all. But one day, something tiny landed on his nose. A bumblebee. "Shoo!" he growled, crossing his eyes to see it, but the bee didn't buzz away. "I'm Buzzlin," as it said, wings shimmering, "and you, sir, need my help." Rawclaw scoffed. "I'm the king of this jungle." But Buzzlin buzzed closer. "A storm's coming. A flood. And only I know the way to higher ground." Thunder rumbled in the distance. Rawclaw hesitated, then nodded. "Lead me." And so the mighty tiger followed the tiniest guide, weaving through secret tunnels and hidden paths as the skies darkened. Behind them, water rushed. Ahead, hope glimmered. "Why are you helping me?" Rawclaw finally asked. Buzzlin smiled. "Because even the strongest need a friend." High above the tallest mountains lived a shy little cloud named Puff. He watched big clouds make thunder and lightning. I could never do that, he sighed. One day the sun whispered, Puff, the garden below needs help. Can you try? Me? But I'm too small, Puff said. Please, the sun smiled. Puff floated down and gave a tiny squeeze. Out came the softest drizzle. Flowers perked up. Trees sighed in relief. More, Puff, said the sun, and Puff gave just enough to bring the garden back to life. Back home, the big clouds cheered. Look who made rain today! And Puff finally felt big enough. Zeke never liked his backyard. It's boring, he sighed. But one morning, he spotted a strange vine curling up the fence. It shimmered like soap bubbles. Weird? He poked it. And pop! A giant bubble grew from the vine and swallowed him whole. Whoa! Zeke floated up, the bubble carrying him over rooftops. Okay, this is not boring anymore, he laughed. Higher and higher they rose until a forest of bubbles appeared in the clouds, each filled with tiny creatures waving at him. Welcome, Zeke, a voice boomed. The bubble vine chose you to save us. Save you? Zeke blinked. But before he could ask more, the bubble began to wobble. Hold on, the voice cried. The bubble storm is coming. And with a pop, in a quiet workshop, Rusty the robot stared at a blank wall. I wish I could paint, he sighed, but my hands are too clunky. Suddenly, a tiny bee with a paintbrush for a tail buzzed in. Need help? She asked. Who are you? Rusty blinked. I'm Beely, the painter bee. I make colours where there's none. She zipped around, splashing blues and yellows across the wall. Wow, Rusty gasped. Teach me. Sure, Beely grinned, guiding his metal fingers. Slowly, Rusty dipped into paint and made his first stroke, then another and another. Together, they painted swirling galaxies, dancing stars, and shining suns. It's beautiful, Rusty whispered. Beely smiled. Sometimes, it just takes a friend to show you how bright you can be. In a dusty attic, Dostella found a pair of old sneakers glowing faintly under moonlight. She slipped them on, and they hummed. Suddenly, she floated an inch above the floor. Cool, she laughed, twirling, but then the sneakers sprinted out the window. Hey, who's driving these? She shrieked as they dashed across the rooftops, over fences into the sleeping city. The sneakers stopped before an old shoe store. Inside, shelves shimmered with glowing shoes. You're the chosen walker, whispered a voice. A tiny cobbler stepped out, smiling. These sneakers only fit those meant to walk between worlds. Dostella's eyes widened. Worlds? The cobbler nodded. Tonight, we need you. And as the sneakers laced themselves tighter, Dostella stepped forward, ready for an adventure she never imagined. In a dusty thrift shop, Milo found a strange blue coat hanging in the corner. Try it on, the shopkeeper winked. As soon as Milo slipped it over his shoulders, the coat purred and lifted him an inch off the ground. Whoa, it hovers, Milo grinned. Where would you like to go? The coat whispered. Milo thought hard. Somewhere no one's been before. With a flutter, the coat soared out the door, over streets, past clouds, higher and higher. They zipped through rainbow storms and cotton candy skies until they reached a floating island with doors hanging in midair. Choose a door, the coat said softly. Milo reached for a shimmering silver one, but suddenly, all the doors began to glow. Each leads to a different adventure, the coat whispered. But you can only pick one tonight.